Hello, my little goblins. We're back at it. This time we're playing Therion Tearlaments, and you might be saying, hey, that sounds like an interesting combo. It is an interesting combo. So, since we mill a lot of cards to the graveyard, if we end up milling Endless Engine Yugioh to the graveyard, and we have a Therion card in there, we could get back the Therion card, and then obviously if there's more Therion cards in the graveyard, pretty much lets us have some free extension here. On top of having the free extension, we also are doing powerful Tearlaments plays. So, and pretty much what you want to be doing is you get a Therion King Regulus negate up. You use Lily to grab Therion Cross, so you have another monster negate / banish. And then on top of that, you probably try and set up Soliek, but if you can't set up that, you set up like Dragstapelia or Rikelios or even Kaleidoheart. You try and set up as many interruptions as you can to just beat your opponent by going first. Going second, again, the game plan pretty much is a normal Tearlaments game plan. We run hand traps, so hopefully you have some hand traps in your hand. But Havness, hopefully we mill something decent off Havness. And if we don't, I mean, Tearlaments can OTK pretty easily. So, yeah, we also have a Zeus game plan. So, if we end up getting floodgated, Zeus is pretty much our option for trying to come back there. So, gonna be pretty interested to see how the deck performs. But let's get into some matches, and we'll see how it goes. Hello, we're here with game number 1, and our hand is actually looking pretty sweet. We lead off with Therion Charge, discarding Endless to draw 2 cards. And then we use Terraforming. So, we're going to just show how the board's going to end up looking. Our board, like I said, is pretty good. He does max CS, so I don't want to extend too heavily. But if I can get enough interruptions out on the board, I don't think it's really, like, if he ends up drawing, let's say, 3 or 4 cards, it's not going to be the end of the world. So, I'm going to go into Kikalios. Kikalios is going to add Soliek to the great hand. We grab our Regulus. So you drew 1 card off Kikalios so far. Then another card off of Regulus. I'm going to use Regulus to get my other negate. Then I'm going to set up Pearl, whatever. I still have not used the normal summon. You normal summon and go into Dweller. So you drew 3 cards in total off of us. But we were able to set up multiple negates. So I think it was worth. So guys, I stream on Twitch. I don't know if you guys know this. 3 days a week. I'm actually thinking about switching platforms due to the changes on Twitch, because it's just like, even though it's not going to affect me, this is pretty disgusting. I'm not going to lie. Like, we negate the Max C, and then not only do we negate Max C, we're also going to Soliek the Beaver. And with Soliek activated, we're going to be able to set Kikalios, which is going to allow us to get a mill for 5 and then mill for 3 from Havness. It's going to be pretty gross. And then Planet Primeval is just going to pop it. So it's not even going to matter. He's not even going to have a card to even do anything with. But yeah, we're thinking about moving platforms just because growing on Twitch, it's just not going to be worth it if they just keep nerfing all the ways you can actually earn stuff on there. Like the change, I was thinking, I was like, oh, maybe I stream on multiple platforms. You can't even do that anymore. They took it away. I'm not sure why. I don't know if they did. I heard they might have done it because of Ninja or something, but it's kind of fucking crazy. Because the whole reason they removed the partnership program. And let me pop that. I think he just concedes here, to be completely honest. Yeah, he plays Swamp Frog, and then we just... So this is the reason why he concedes. Because remember, he's underneath Abyss Dweller, right? So Abyss Dweller is... he has Ronin Totem, but the Ronin Totem's locked out of being actually able to do anything. Because of Abyss Dweller. And Dragstapelia makes this turn into a level 1. So he won't actually be able to extend any sprite cards, so he just concedes. So GG. Hello, we're here with game number 2 against OK, and our hand's so good that I just set Imperm pass. Honestly, setting Imperm's kind of greedy here, but you know, your boy is greedy. Your boy's a greedy goblin. Our opponent's playing Flooteries. He ends up grabbing that. I was terrified he was grabbing Macrocosmos. Plays Eaglin. Now, this could end horribly for me, by the way. So, I'm going to play Havness and then Imperm. Because if he has Adventure, it's going to be very hard for me to win. Because he just dodges this. But since he does not have it, and we actually hit pretty well off this. Ooh. Ooh, this is juicy. We go into Kikalios. But yeah, it's like... It sucks because I have 1,000 people now on Twitch, which is like... I know it's not that great, but it's still like... It took me a bit to build up to that. And it's like... I'm going to have to start all over on another platform. It's going to be kind of really annoying. But... I'm not even sure why he... I can tell you right now, he has the trap here. He ran the Eaglin into me. Right? Because I think he wanted to build, like, have a way of chain blocking. But, like, I have Drag Stapelia. So it doesn't really make that much sense. I also think he doesn't have a level 7 in his hand. So he did that purposely so he can maybe get a level 7. I don't know. It's a little bizarre. Because if he had a level 7... Yeah, I guess that doesn't make any sense. Because if he had a level 7, let's say he had M-Pen, he flits Trap and then he uses Flooteries to tribute. Then plays M-Pen. So he must have just not had anything. So we're going to play Regulus. He has to flip up Trap or he's fucked. So there we go. Strix. Comes Regulus. We're going to fast forward to this. Because yeah, he's about to get annihilated. Because, you know, Therions could do a fuck ton of damage, which is pretty sweet. Look at that. Look how much damage it is. Bam. Kablammy. This is pretty much how all the matches end up. Like, if you end up winning, the matches, like, winning or losing, the matches end, like, 3 turns, 2 turns. Alrighty, we're here at game number 3 against YGS. Our hand's looking pretty stellar, to be honest. Our hand's actually pretty nutty. I'm not even gonna lie. The Disc Coliseum is going to go crazy. But yeah, I mean, I was very disheartened from reading the whole Twitch thing. It took me a while to read through it. And, or look through at least like the notes people had on like TikTok, like not TikTok, Twitter and shit. The fact you cannot multi-stream. If I get to the point where I get enough followers and views where I start to actually get like paid sponsorships, I'm not even going to be able to do, like, most of them, which is, like, tilting. The only ones I'll be able to do is, like, if I'm getting paid by, like, a game to play their game. It's kind of crazy. And I was, like, looking into seeing what other streamers say with, like, because obviously the bigger streamers kind of know more about what's going on, but, I mean, look at this board, though. We got back row removal. We got Special Summon Negate, we got Omni Negate, we got Monster Negate. Yeah, it's looking blessed. And our opponent's playing Synchron, which I do feel bad for. We are just going to banish the cross, the Assault Synchron, because he can't really do anything if we negate this. Like, he needs to go into Speeder, right? And Speeder requires a level 3 and a 2. You need to go into a 5, pretty much. So he's just screwed. Pretty easy. Hello, we're here with game number 4 against Max. And we're just going to cut it off at 5 games today because a lot of the games just kind of look the same. And it sounds kind of strange, but they really do. Alright, Kikalios. Looks like we milled a Lily, which is very good for us. Here it comes out. We use a Kikalios' effect, especially some Rhinoheart. Looking extra juicy here. Send Meryl. Yeah, our shit's looking real stacked today. Drag Stapelia. I've been liking Drag Stapelia a lot more early than some other plays. And the main reason why is as long as you have a Tearlament on the board, if you have Scream up, so you have the benefit from Scream, because Scream's like really powerful because the attack reductions like for the entire turn. But But I've been really liking it because if you play against Sprite, which a lot of people are playing Sprite, it just completely shuts out their deck without actually having to kill anything, which is funny. So we're going to Regulus. We're going to use Lily's effect to add Cross. So we're going to Omni Negate, Monster Negate, possible Shuffle. This actually does nothing but another Monster Negate and Banish. So he plays Nimble Beaver. Easy, we activate Scream, and then we activate Drag Sepelia. He just loses a game here. Unless he has Starter, he has no way of extending. Not only does this negate the card, makes it into a level 1, so he can't even play his Sprite cards. So, whoopsie. And then, honestly, this is just insult to injury. I don't have to Kaleidoheart him. I can just leave the card on the field, but he just concedes. Easy. I know these games aren't too interesting. Just to showcase the deck to see what you say. The next game is pretty decent. Hello. We are here with the final game against Yugioh. And we're starting off... Our hand's horrible, by the way. Our hand's unplayable. Common theme. I actually can't do anything about my opponent. Opponent is playing Tearlaments, but I do have the Imperm, so maybe he doesn't. As long as he doesn't. I was actually kind of tilted when he did this because I was like, okay, well, he's got double Shuffler immediately, so that's tilting. I get to draw a card. He grabs a Yugioh, activates a Yugioh to special summon Medora. That gives me 2 more cards. No idea why you would ever do that. He adds Havness, so I'm like, okay. Plays Merly. I'm like, okay. There's Excited Night. So I'm just not activating Imperm because there's no point for me to activate him. And now I have even a better reason. I could save it for the Zeus. Goes in the Sprite Elf. My hand's stacked. I'm just going to Imperm the Zeus. This is completely fine. My opponent actually ends up playing a fuck ton on my turn. So it's a little tilting. You'll see. He Merrills. I activate Havness. He activates his own Maxi. I actually get some decent mills. There's a Soliac. I was actually, you know what? I was actually, because he had double Miller, I was extremely surprised he let me get the fusion off. Bump. Or not get the fusion off, let Rhinoheart happen. Because it doesn't even matter what he targets with Kaleidoheart. Because I'm going to be able to set up something else with the Rhinoheart. So now he's going to hit everything, which is fine. I'm pretty sure Medora is the only card in his graveyard, his only shuffler right now, because the other one's attached to Zeus. Have this activates. Boom. Thank you. I get to go to Kikalios. Kikalios, I end up grabbing Scream, which sounds psychotic. It sounds kind of crazy. I don't grab Scream. Yeah, I do. I grab Scream right here. Because I'm trying to OTK him. So. You would think with everything my opponent's doing that I'm going to lose horribly. But he's kind of just clicking buttons. Like, does Snow even do anything here? He, like, snows my Kikalios. So, yeah, I guess I can't activate it. But I haven't even normal summon this turn. So, he flips my card face down. Goes into Kikalios. He's not going to really have an answer anymore. Like, he's not going to be... When I stop this card that he's going to end up playing... I think he goes into Rhinoheart or something, perhaps. Boom. Pop, pop goes the Weasel. He doesn't actually do anything. So I go into to Dweller, and I'm pretty sure he concedes. because I don't think he has any other answers in hand, any other triggers. And he doesn't know this either, but I can also keep special summoning. I can special summon Therion Empress, and then use Empress's ability to special summon one of the back row cards. So I actually could kill everything on his board and possibly kill him. I'm not sure if I would have been able to kill him though. Maybe if I try extending with the vampire, zombie vampire, but I'm not 100% sure. But we'll never know because he just conceded, because that's what everyone does. If they're on a very minor back foot, they just concede. Welcome to the recap, and thank you for watching this far. I appreciate it greatly. I also would appreciate if you subscribe. That helps me a lot, as the Twitch overlords try to take all my money, which isn't much to begin with. But yeah, let's talk about how the deck performed. The deck performed, I think, okay. It performed probably as good as I thought it was going to be, because the problem is it's just a really bad version of Tearlament. Like, I'm just going to be completely... It's like I'm playing like a really bad version of Tier. The extra cards in the deck just make it so I just brick way more often. The games that you've seen, like, you could obviously see, like, where the power can come from. Like, boom, you can set up a lot of negates and annoying cards for your opponent to deal with. Plus, they have to deal with Tier. But guess what? If you activate your Tier cards, right, and you just don't hit anything on your mills for like multiple times, you just don't do anything. I think that makes it really tough, personally. Yeah, so I don't know. I feel like the deck's like pretty mediocre, to be honest. Like, I was actually climbing easier because remember that so many people are running Tier hate, and this deck deals with Tier hate worse than regular Tier, right? Because we're not really running any of the traps. Like, we're not running crime, we're not running multiple copies of Soliac, we're not running multiple copies of Heart, or multiple copies of some of these other cards. So yeah, I mean, it's just like, if you want to play a Tier that is like bad, but you're not, like, you're playing a more based version because you're playing like Therion or something, then this is the version for you. On a scale of 1 to 10, if I rate Tier like a 10 or a 10.5, like best deck in the format by far, right? I rate this deck like a Tier 3. So it drops it by like 3 tiers, which is not good. Like I said, it makes it way brickier. Like that one of the games where you seen me open like 3 Therion monsters and nothing else, like that was like very common. Like, I would open multiple Therions, can't do anything, and it's just like, okay. I would say majority of the games I went first, like 90% of the games I went first, I won. Or like maybe like 85%. But going second was like, if I opened hands like that, it was like auto loss. It just was not a feel good story. So on a power scaling, if I gave it like a Tier 3 deck, or even like Tier 3.5, I don't know. On a power scaling, I'd probably give it like a it's carried by the Tier part. It's carried by Tier. So I'd probably say it's probably still like an 8. It's probably like an 8. I don't know. I'm going to tell you this right now. I've been playing Utopia, and I was climbing easier with Utopia than I was with this. So, and I'm telling you, I was not playing that bad. I would say I made some mistake, but like for the most part, I wasn't really playing that bad. Just how do you play if your opponent just goes first and they play Macrocosmos, pass? Like, what the fuck do you do? Like, my entire deck's counter. Like, I might as well just dump it all in the garbage. Like, the only shot I ever have is summoning like 2 level 4s, going into Zeus, and then board wiping or something. But I can't activate any Therion cards. The Tearlament cards don't really play very well into that. So yeah, it's just not good. But yeah, I just wanted to try maybe a semi-fun deck before the new patch comes out. So some of the stuff will be changing. Like this Keldeo would just go to 1. If you wanted to play this exact list, I would just replace this one Keldeo and throw in a Medora. So you have one Medora, one Keldeo, and then you have the 2 Kelbex. I think everything else in this is going to be fine. Oh, terraforming does go away, so you just get rid of terraforming. I don't think you replace it with anything. You just slim down the deck by 1. But yeah, I wouldn't recommend playing the deck, to be honest. I'm saying that out of my heart because I don't want you guys wasting gems. Plus, these cards, you can't get them in packs anymore. There's no pack for the Therion cards. So unless you have them, I crafted these endless engines. I already had the Therion Reguluses and the field spells, so I didn't have to craft that. So yeah, I don't want you guys crafting this for no reason. Let me know what you guys think about me changing my streaming stuff, or like changing either to YouTube or Kick or Rumble or TikTok. What do you guys think about that? But other than that, I hope you guys enjoyed, and let me know what you guys want to see next. It's most likely going to be a new deck. It's going to be like one of the new cards coming out. So, all right, goodbye.